Hi Cancer, I hope that you are all doing well. The first card that we have out here is King of Wands. I was seeing in the pre-shuffle, we had Justice and we also had the Devil, and then I was also seeing Nine of Swords too, which is feeling like wanting to bring something back into a place of balance. Maybe something got out of control or something started going in a direction where you felt like you were sliding off of the road a bit here. Okay, we have King of Wands, we have Page of Cups. I'm seeing it look like you're busy looking at something, focusing on something, and this can be something that you need to be paying attention to, something where like you're in charge of overseeing this. It looks like behind you, there's something going on with the Page of Cups. So I feel in one way with the King of Wands, this is you overseeing something that it's your job to be overseeing whatever this is that you're looking at. I'm not seeing what that is, but I'm seeing you overseeing. Then it also looks like something else is going on within your energy where there's some type of tuning in that's happening, and this is feeling like multitasking to me. And it feels even like physically I have to be here, or I have to be showing up and doing this or watching what's going on over there. And then it feels like there's something paralleling within your energy where there's a tuning in and a connecting that's happening as well. And this can even inform you and your line of vision here. Getting these energies to work together is most helpful. I'm seeing a cat here. I feel like this is not only a practice that you have going on with the King of Wands where you're overseeing what's happening here. This is also an intuitive process. You can say it's intuitive, you can say it's spiritual, you can say it's energetic. So this isn't only I'm leaning into my fire energy, you're also leaning into your water energy here. And it feels like that's what completes the combination. And even seems like it's helping you to see something that wasn't exposed before. And I'm seeing this be helpful to what you have going on. I'm hearing you know what you're doing. I feel like if you hadn't tuned in fully, this is something that you wouldn't have caught on to, but because you did, you noticed. I'm hearing you noticed. So there's something important that you noticed that may not have been caught had you not done the process like this, and it feels like it's gonna better help you. I will say, your energy is strongly coming out here as the King of Wands. And so this shows a very intelligible presence that you have. Simultaneously, I feel like behind the scenes or back behind the curtain, there's leaving this space open to receive what you need to receive, and that's informing how you take action. And this is coming from a place of great love within your soul. And because of that, it feels here like it's allowing you to recognize and understand things that you wouldn't otherwise. And I feel like these are some very subtle things that you are moving through where there's a high spiritual connection that you have, that you are tuned into, that if you weren't open to things on a more subtle level, I think you'd be missing. I'm seeing the color green here very vibrantly. It feels even like this is helping you get through a phase where it could have felt like you had to really dig through the vines here to get to the roots. Seeing these vines had been very, very condensed. This can help you loosen up with what you're doing as well. King of Wands, Four of Pentacles can be like, this is how I do things. This is usually the way that stuff goes. Like I have even kind of a routine here with the way that I do this. But Page of Cups is coming through and saying, hey, I got a message for you. And I feel like it creates this necessity for you to be adaptable here, which I feel very much like you're open to, even if normally this isn't something that you like to do. Or this isn't always your mode of operation here. It feels like it's very valuable though. I'm seeing a little cat again. Okay, we're looking at the Tower too. I'm hearing impingement. When I think about that, I think about like body stuff. Maybe there's something else going on too. Maybe some of you are having some type of physical experience here. Something metaphysically that's happening, something energetically that's happening, something now that's impacting you physically. That can be something that's going on here. Page of Cups in the Tower can be like a surprising message you weren't expecting to receive. Page of Cups in the Tower can be, I get the feeling of you sensing something, but it wasn't really the plan for this to be happening. And with the Four of Pentacles and the Tower, I feel like somewhere where you had been maybe more isolated in the way that you were doing things, this cracks that open. So this is allowing for more flexibility, and it actually allows you to incorporate more into the process here. I'm seeing a backpack. And with that, I feel like this is allowing you to be not only more adaptable, but it feels like there's a flexibility that is extremely helpful to you in being effective. And that's why this is so fantastic. So rather than doing things and being inflexible, which may even be your go-to with King of Wands and Four of Pentacles, this is established. Why would I change that? It feels like when Page of Cups comes through and is like, I'm saying something to you and you're open to that, that it allows for necessary change. And this is something that heightens things for you. This is something that makes things better. This is something that allows you to get in touch with your power and your gifts more. So it accelerates that. And it can be a wall too that you needed to break through. All that was required was receptivity to this. It seems as well like this is telling you about where things are going to be going. I get this notion too with the King of Wands, like when you first step into the position of the King of Wands, it's about figuring out how to do things, and along the way we can get lost in the routine of that. With the Three of Wands being here, I feel like there's something that's happened that's allowed you to progress as the King of Wands, where rather than just being like, have to figure this out, and once I figure that out, that's how it's going to be always. I feel like there is something coming in here that's going to be an addition to your process that allows you to actually be like an even better King of Wands. Like even better at initiating, even better at figuring things out, even more adaptable to the situation, which we need to be in order to know what to do, what's appropriate. Versus, am I just going along with this because I've been going along with this? The situation actually needs me to adapt and I'm refusing to. And it's the difference between that. So this is allowing for necessary change here to be happening. And I feel like it opens up your pathways and it opens up your future to you in a way that it wasn't before. It's allowing things to expand and allowing you to see things that you weren't seeing before. This is a whole Neptunian process that you've been going through, where there really needed to be the allowance of more flexibility here in places that you may not have liked to be doing that. You may not have preferred to be doing that and may not have initially been open to it. Now you are. And it allows for something better to be part of this process. In the long run, you are going to feel very, very, very happy with this. I do get the sense of your eyes being opened in a way that they had not been before. In the distance, I'm seeing something about a relationship being established seeing this is going to be an extremely happy time for you. You are exchanging what is obsolete at this point for what is more desired to incorporate in your connections. Something else that I'm seeing here, Tower connected with Hanged Man feels like before I was doing this and I was doing that, and it feels like this very Mars approach of if I want something done, I'm gonna have to do it myself, but not that added trust, spirituality involved. Now it feels like something is going on where you are allowing things. It's showing that you do your part, and you also are allowing for the water energy to come through and direct things that are happening. So rather than being like, it's my will, this is a co-creation that is developing. And you're in a place too that establishes this constancy with the things that you are feeling, with your spirituality, with your intuition. And it allows for your relationships to prevail. And I'm seeing something specifically about a relationship that is going to be, I'm hearing entering the world. I'm seeing, it's not your focus now, but I'm seeing that there is a relationship that's going to be coming up. It's going to be part of a new cycle that you start. This is going to be something very beautiful that comes together here, and it is something that it looks like this is going to be sustained for a long time. And you can say even too, you've been going through these processes of figuring things out and finding the right things that fit, and I'm seeing it's like you've completed the last lesson that you needed to go through with Neptune here. This can be like all the ways that you're not fully present to what's actually going on, all of the ways that you may like run away from the truth, all of the ways that you may project, all of the ways that you may fantasize to the point where it's not the reality anymore of the situation. I'm hearing the final adjustments, and now it brings you into a place where your vision has been cleared. You can really see here. And so I'm seeing that a little bit later down the line, I'm seeing there's a relationship that's going to be coming into play for you. This is something that grows in increments where it feels like it starts off like a little rosebud, and then it grows into a very big, full rose plant. And I feel as well like Saturn has put you through these situations that has made you have to be more pliable, otherwise you suffer. And so Saturn has come through and said, you're gonna bend this way, you're gonna bend that way, it's needed here. Otherwise you could go through all of these tower moments, and maybe you were for quite some time. It feels now like what's needed to be achieved, where you finally understand what Four of Wands looks like to you. This means understanding what you put your energy into and simultaneously receive energy from, allowing for a sustainable cycle. Energetically, emotionally. Which was not understood before, which now is understood. That's why you had to go through all those towers. It's like if you're involved in things that are not sustainable, the byproduct of that is that the energy is going to be whacked. Something's going to be going on with the energy where you're going to go through a tower. It's either going to take too much, you're giving too much, you're taking too much. Whatever it is, it's not going to be able to be viable and long lasting. This is having to go through all of that stuff to check in where all the miscalculations had been, where you're like, that should do it, or that piece should work, and then it's not functioning. It's made you have to go through this whole process where now you understand how this works like a well-oiled machine. And all of the stuff that you've learned moving through this. So now you have accomplished what you need to accomplish. And now I feel very much like the relationship that you connect with next, This is going to be the thing that is allowed to convene, that is allowed to come together, and that can stay stabilized like that. So there are no more towers that you're going to have to go through in this regard. I'm seeing something here focused on, it looks like the solar plexus, like the portal of the solar plexus. And your Venus energy has now been unlocked to enable this to happen. Now you're also getting insight about where things are going as well, even though initially you may have felt like you didn't really want to let go. Now at this point it feels like there's more of a sense of like, I've gone through that phase now and I recognize the point of it. I get it now. I'm seeing Venus and Mars here. I'm seeing Neptune. I'm seeing Saturn. I'm also seeing Gemini. Getting Taurus as well. All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everyone for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I'm sending everybody love, and I hope to catch you guys next time.